Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Kelly and today I'm doing a toy analysis on the Shape Sorter by Fisher-Price. This is a toy that can be purchased at places like Walmart or Target for $8 to $10. The recommended age is 6 months old, and the nice thing about this is it can be used for kids even to the age of 3 and 4 that are still interested in the activity in the game and the toy itself. So for the 6 to 18-month-old child, they're really manipulating the shapes more than anything at that point, and working on tactile and motor coordination and hand-eye coordination. And this is really associated with Piaget's first stage, which is the sensory motor stage, birth to 2 years, and Parton's unoccupied play stage, which is also birth to 2 years. So for the older kids, maybe 18 months and older to maybe 3, 4 years old, they are using this to put the shapes into the appropriate slots, problem solving, cause and effect skills, things like that. And that's associated with Piaget's pre-operational stage, which is 2 to 7 years old, and Parton's solitary play stage, which is 2 to 3 years old. The nice thing about this toy is that there's really no gender or cultural associations with it. It's just a really great developmental toy for young children. The gross motor skills that might be needed for especially that 6-month-old is the ability to hold themselves up and position themselves in an upright seated position when they're interacting with this toy. In addition, they might be rolling around on the ground to get to the toy and reaching that extended reach to reach for the different shapes and whatnot. Fine motor skills are really going to vary depending on the age of the child that's using this. So for the 6-month-old, they are really using more of a palmar grasp when they're scooping and picking up the shapes, and in-hand manipulation of just, transferring the object from one hand to the other and bringing it to their mouth. For those older kids, probably 12 months and on, you're going to see a more purposeful and more defined grasp, the radial digital grasp in which they can grab it with their thumb and their fingers to place the appropriate shape into the appropriate slot on the top. Cognitive requirements for this activity. Really, this is one of those toys that's really promoting cognition and cognitive development in young children. For those younger ones at 6 months, really the main cognitive piece that you're going to see and observe for interacting with this toy is that intent and that motivation to want to interact with their environment. For the older kids that might be using this to identify shapes and colors, you're going to see more higher cognitive skills, which are going to include memory and attention to task, and sequencing skills and perception. So that's going to be different depending on the age of the child using it. Perceptual requirements, so the vestibular and proprioceptive pieces that might be seen and needed at this point are that child's ability to balance their body, especially the 6-month-old, and knowing how to keep their body balanced while seated on the floor and reaching for the different shapes and whatnot. There's also going to be some tactile and visual discrimination needed, and for those older kids, visual acuity for identifying the different shapes and the different colors in a purposeful manner. There's really no social, emotional, or psychological skills required for this activity, as 6-month-olds and even the younger children up to age 3 and 4, this is more of an activity that is going to be done independently, but it is always promoted for parents to interact socially with their child during play activities like this and work on developing those social skills while developing the other skills that are associated with playing with us. Safety precautions, there's really no safety precautions with this. It's just recommended for children 6 months and older due to developmental milestones and whatnot. I always recommend that families, monitor their kids' toys, for any malfunctions or anything that you might see. One way that I would adapt this activity would be to maybe just use, let's say, the circle shape and blocking off the other 2 shape slots on the top, like this, with a piece of tape, for the child to just put the circle shape into the top making it easier and grading it down, or you can even remove the lid altogether and have the child just put the pieces in and take the pieces out until they further build those skills. This is definitely a toy that I would recommend. I think the biggest thing about it is the fact that it can be used from 6 months old on through the age of 3 and 4, and it's got different developmental aspects to it that are enjoyable for the child throughout that span of time. In addition to, the bright colors that are used and the price of it. So I hope that you enjoyed this and that this was an informative toy analysis. Thank you.